Hey everybody, we're just experimenting here. I'm going to talk a little bit about equations inequalities because this is what we didn't quite finish with when we had to all run home with this virus thing. So here we go. These are the inequalities. This is called less than, greater than, and then this guy is less than or equal to, and that's what that little line means. And this is greater than or equal to. And one of the things that helps me remember this is that the ones that are they look like an L, or the less than ones, you can think of writing the word less. So I could write the word less, I could write the word less, and then what that reminds me is that, well, if this obviously is not an L shape, it's the reverse, so that couldn't be the L, and that couldn't be the L, so those would be the greater than. So that's the first thing for us to remember. Now, when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, let me just erase that up here. Yeah, that's a sock, all right. Okay, we are going to do everything the same as equations. So let me just write an equation down here. So if this is an equation here, this is like a two-step equation that we talked about before. Normally we would just treat this like an equal sign and do our equation. But when we have something like an inequality, such as this sign, which is a greater than sign, the good news is that we treat it the exact same way. So I'm going to start with dealing with this guy first of all again. I'll minus 1 from both sides. And then I end up with 3x. Oh yeah, that was kind of crooked. 3x. And then I just trickle that down. And then I have an 8 there. So there was nothing different than an equation. And after this stage here, we want to divorce the 3 and the x, and so we know how. We ask, how are they married together? This is married with a times sign, so we're going to split up that times sign by doing the opposite. The opposite of times is divide. So there's our divide line, and we're going to divide by everything that is not the variable. So in this case, it's a 3. So I'm going to divide by 3. I have to do it to both sides. And then we trickle down. So all that's left here is the x. And this sign comes down as normal. Off to the side in your thought cloud, you can see 8/3 is the same as 2 and 2/3. So you'll replace this with that. There's your 2 and 2/3. And over here you have x. So if this it's a little crooked because of the angle I'm drawing at, but that's how you get your answer. So the conclusion of this is you do the same thing as when you're doing equations. Next video, I'm going to show one particular weird thing that happens. Okay, and this is don't mess this up on the test. It happens all the time.